Alright. Welcome back to the channel. When I moved to this house, I really wanted to build my own recording studio. Now that I finally had the space to do so, I set out to make it perfect. As a studio and session player, I'm a big fan of Tim Pearce, and his studio tour was very inspirational to me. He built himself a cockpit to just sit down in and work from. Now, I wanted to do the same, but with one especially difficult caveat. As a studio and gigging musician, this entire cockpit needed to be portable for recording and live playing. Well, I guess I did it, so let's get started with the studio tour. First of all, my Euphoria UMC 404 HD by Behringer. This 4-channel recording interface from Behringer gives me enough room to work with a singer, guitar player, bass player and even some overhead drums to record decent comp tracks. Full-on drum tracks are always recorded separately, of course. Underneath that you will find my first fixed in the case module, which is my Sennheiser EW100 wireless receiver, which I use for guitar signal when playing live with this setup. Next up is my ESM 802 8-channel mixing desk. I got this for a really nice price from a local radio station, and it has been converted to accept XLR in and outputs. It's a really nice desk and it has been taken care of really well. It was completely clean on the inside. I absolutely love it. It's a great desk, and together with the Behringer Euphoria, I use it for live playing and live recording. Underneath that we have our wireless 4-microphone setup for the singers of the band. And of course our wireless monitoring by JTS, which is amazing. This gives us a lot of freedom when playing live, and it even has selectable channels. Because our bass player and our drummer use the same wireless system, we can easily switch channels and hear what the other is hearing. When playing live, this can be a godsend. My Sennheiser HD215 headphones have a very comfortable fit and provide excellent shielding of ambient noise. Its rotatable ear cups are made for one ear listening, and the single-sided coiled cable makes them ideal for monitoring and listening back to tracks. At the bottom of my flight case, I have my guitar recording setup, which is actually very simple. From the guitar the signal goes straight into a DI, and from the DI it splits up either into a dry signal that goes straight into the recording interface and a signal that goes through my pedal boards, which is in this case the Vox Wah, then into the Vox distortion booster, then into the Sonicake delay and reverb pedal, and then into my Vox ToneLab ST, which is also a recording interface, so the USB goes straight into the computer. When I'm playing live, the output goes to the little red looper and then to a DI for either the front of house, an amplifier or both. For recording and mixing with this setup I use Acoustica Mixcraft. In my opinion a very underrated DAW, and it works really fine, especially when using 2 screens. For recording and mixing I use these little Dynavox speakers combined with my Sennheiser HD215 headphones. This is by no means a professional setup, but it does seem to work and it does get the job done. Now let's get to the guitars. First off, my 1959 Hoyer Expo. It is an amazing guitar with a humbucker in the bridge position and a P90 in the neck position. This gives me some really awesome tonal options. And if you want to see the full modification video, link is in the description down below. Next up is my 1973 vintage Jolan Iris thinline Telecaster from the Czech Republic. This guitar has an 8-way switch, sounds amazing, and the story behind it is really crazy. So if you want to learn more, check it out or know how it sounds. As always, the link is in the description down below. Next up is my Ibanez GRG121DX. It's a budget guitar which I've used for about 6-7 years now as my main guitar. It sounds absolutely killer, and it currently has been modified with a leather pickguard and of course a DiMarzio Super Distortion pickup in the bridge. I have a review and demo video and a mod video of this guitar, and they're absolutely worth watching. As always, link is in the description down below. Next up is my current main guitar, which is my Yamaha RGX112P. It has been heavily modified. I added an extra tone control, strap lock buttons and locking tuners. It has a really nice low setup for shred, and it sounds absolutely killer. This guitar has a very unique pickup configuration with staggered pickup heights. I did a video on this explaining why and how. You can also learn how to get the most out of your guitar when playing live. As always, link is in the description down below. And finally, of my most important guitars, my Vox Apache. This guitar has also been heavily modified with a new pickguard and HSS setup, and the pickups are from an old Cyclone by EKS. You know, the first Gem clones. And actually, it sounds amazing. it has a really nice low end. This one does not have a video yet, but it will be coming soon. When it comes to microphones, I have this here Lewitt MTP 550DM and a whole bunch of Samsung SM57 clones, some of which are used for live playing, others are exclusively for recording. And of course I have my dirty little secret, which is right in the corner outside of the screen. This is this Prefer UC-ST900 600 ohm condenser mic. I use it as a room mic, and when recording it's always on, recording in a separate track for room sound. This makes layering vocals a lot easier, but it's also great for creating a nice and spacious guitar tone. Well, thanks for watching this short little studio tour. If you have any questions, please post them down in the comments below. Like, share and subscribe this video, you know, all the usual YouTube stuff. And please like me and follow me also on my Instas. Links are in the description down below.